Questions of trust hanging over the new Obamacare website, which you've heard a whole lot about. But even amid assurances that the federal insurance exchanges have been fixed, congressional workers yesterday received a stunning email that tells them not to rely on the information that they got on the website when they signed up, because, you know, they all have to sign up. So take a look at this. This is what they got in their email box yesterday. The warning could not be more stark. I mean, if you were going to send someone an email, right, it's red, it's green, it's blue, and it says in big letters, please do not assume that you are covered unless you have seen the confirmation letter from the dispersing office. And then it goes on to say how you can get that letter. I mean, you can't make it up. Doug Schoen joins me now, former advisor to President Clinton. Monica Crowley's a radio talk show host on MonicaMemo.com, and both are Fox News contribitors. That's a new one, MonicaMemo.com.
Hi, yeah,
so thank you very much for bringing that to us. Good morning, you guys.
Hi.
I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine if your employer or our wonderful employer here sent us a memo that said, you think you're covered, but hello, you may not be. Well, you know.
Yeah, there's that, but there's also something else. When we've talked about it before. The idea that congressional staffers have some sort of special privilege, special access, can sign up separately. It stinks, Martha. It's just wrong. And it's all the reasons why Obamacare needs to be fixed.
You know, here's why this story,
I just want to point out, this is DC Health Link. So this isn't the website that we're, looking at for Obamacare. They've got their own, DC Health Link, but now they're telling them, gee, if you've got it, you may not have coverage.
Yes, this is the DC Health Exchange, right? Here's why this story has gained so much traction. We have heard over the last couple of weeks of regular Americans really struggling to get on healthcare.gov, which is the national site, and they can't, and they're being thrown off, and all of the website problems. The reason this story is important is because the DC Health Link is the one that's servicing Capitol Hill, these congressional staffers. So you're talking about the elites now, in many cases, elites that actually pushed Obamacare and helped shepherd it into law. Now they can't get on. The bigger issue here is, too, for anybody who's trying to sign on to Obamacare at any level, DC Exchange, State Exchange, or the federal exchanges, the onus is on you. You cannot assume that you're being covered here. The onus is on you to call the insurer that you think you've enrolled in and make sure that you're actually covered. I don't think a lot lot of people know that.
Yeah, you both make great points. One is the privilege that they are having,
exactly.
and two is the fact that, you know, you guys at home may be having some problems. You might be concerned if you actually got what you signed up for, but now the people in Washington are having the same problem. And Doug, that may have, is this potentially a good thing? Is there any way that it's a good thing if they scream to high heaven, this stinks?
Well, you know, the other thing, Martha, is a large percentage of congressional staffers, as of right now, haven't signed up. Now, they may have coverage through their spouses or other ways, but bottom line, I think if, in fact, the problem is as substantial as it appears to be with the D.C. website, and staffers have problems, it may focus the attention of the Congress in a way that nothing else has on the real problems with the legislation.
When it hits you personally,
precisely,
it has a different meaning. Let's play this soundbite from Marco Rubio, who signed up for the federal program as well.
We're supposed to live under the same laws everybody else is. So if everyone else is being forced to go on Obamacare, why shouldn't members of Congress be forced to be on it as well? I didn't vote for the law. I wasn't here when it passed. But I don't think I should go back to Florida and tell people that I got an insurance plan that they don't have.
Where's this going, Monica?
Yeah, well, last week we heard Harry Reid exempted his staff from Obamacare, right? So it's a different set of rules.
If you work in D.C., you're okay, right? But if you're in the Nevada office...
Right. So Obamacare is good enough for thee, but not for me, and that sort of thing. I think actually the biggest split in America, which this story really points to, Martha, is that it's not right-left or Republicans and Democrats so much as it is the ruling elites versus everybody else. And a story like this actually throws the ruling elites into the same pot with everybody else, and now you're going to see, I think, increased frustration. Also, remember, it's really not about the website. We spend a lot of time talking about it because it's so in front of our faces. But the truth is that the bigger issue is with the law. And these are just the first waves of something that's much bigger, a much bigger catastrophe that's coming down the pike next year.
That's right. I mean, we have all questions about ultimate cost and coverage. We also have questions, Martha, and I think with young people in Congress working as staffers, with privacy of personal information. And what I took away from this is you're not covered unless you get a note from the dispersing officer. Where is people's information going?
Yeah. Good questions, all. And they also got an extra month. They've got till the end of
Yes.
January.
Yes.
So congressional staffers, you're covered till the end of January. And a lot of folks have until the 1st. So thank you so much,
Thank
Doug
you.
and Monica. Great to see you both.
Right.
Merry
Thanks,
Christmas.
Martha.
Happy holidays.
Same
Glad
to you.
see beforehand.
Got some